Sorry about that interruption. I had to run my daughter to preschool. So now it's the end of the day. Day's over. Kids are settling down. I don't think this will take very long. We finished part 1 earlier, and we're making a test for part 2, right? So in the previous one, we were like shrinking down the string, so we would have the length of the string, right? As it was in the code. That part will stay the same. This next part will, instead of sort of shrinking that down, where you turn, where's a good, where you turn this 6-member string here, length of 6 string into the 1 character that it encodes, right? And remember what we did was every time we hit the escape character, we would look at the following character, in this case x. If it was x, we would sort of subtract 2 more. So this is going to be kind of the same, right? But we're going to be adding more, right? What we'll be doing is, instead of jumping 3, removing 3, we will 1 minus 2, 35. Hold on, I'm being a dummy again. Didn't put myself in the corner. There we go. Here we had 6. We dropped it down to 1. And the way we did that was we subtracted the 2 quotes from 6, so 4. And then we hit this 1, and we called like that the character, the escape character. And then by looking at the next character, we knew sort of how many of that 6 to remove, in this case 3. So we ended up with 1. In this case, we're going to start with the 6, and we're going to figure out how many sort of escape characters we need to add, right, to actually get this string, right? Hold on 1 moment. Yes?
Go.
Oh.
I was gonna call it the homie one.
Oh, beautiful.
Put
I'm
on.
gonna show you. Can I show?
Put on.
It's not gonna fit in there. I'm being given a flower. Gotta pick which one you want. Isn't this beautiful?
Put it in here.
Oh well, if we put it in there, it's gonna fall over. It's not tall enough. How about you take this back to the room and keep playing with it, okay? It's not gonna stay there. It's gonna fall over him. 1 moment. All right, so in this case, we're going to take that 6, right? That was the result we got from looking at the string length. And we're going to be adding for how many of those slashes basically we need to add, right? So we're going to have to add 2. So, I mean, basically, I think we're adding 3 for each x, 1 for each x, and then the 2 for each of the quotes at the end, right? Because we got to add slashes for each of them. So let's see how that works. So for this one, we would add, thinking about ourselves, add 2 for the ends, and then 1 for the slash, right? So 10. Oh no, that wouldn't be right. So every one of those special characters that's inside. Okay. So for this one, need to add All right, so this one, again, it's going to take the next number. We're going to add only 1 for that, right? Because if you recall, we have let's think about this. What this is doing is once we hit an escape character, right, within the string, we look for the next one. If the next one is an x72, we're only going to be adding 1, right? If the next number is a quote, right, we have to add 2. Same thing for this one. We have to add 2 because we're also going to have to escape that next character. If we hit the X, we don't have to escape any more characters. We've only had to escape the 1, meaning we have to add 1 to it. All right, so here's what we got to do. We're going to add these. Let's run it. Add number. We haven't even made it yet. All right. We're going to model it after, where is it? What do we call it? That number, skip number. All right, so we're modeling it after skip number. Let's just copy this. Where is skip number? There's skip number. All right. Actually put it down here under part 2. And we will be passing in a character. It is a string. And we will be returning an int. All right, and I'm sure that we can use much of the logic for this, right? Yep. If that, okay, we're going to call this next. Because it is the next character, right? If it equals x, we're going to do 1. Otherwise, we're going to do 2, right? Problem with this. Did I declare it before? Oh, it's because we're doing add number, not skip number. Now, what's that about? Did I just type skip number? Add number. All right. So that's good. And now we're going to need one more function. All right. So we're modeling string length added off of string length here. And actually, let's make our test first. What do we want here, right? So if we pass in this first one, we want to get a 6. On this one, we want to get a 9. On this one, we want to get a 16. On this one, we want to get an 11. Right. Oh, save that. All right, so how are we going to do that? We're going to do it similar to this. Let's grab this because we're going to reuse much of it. All right. Instead of these, we're going to be adding them, right? So let's call that add. Remember, from the outset, right, we need to add 2 because of the 2 escape characters that we're going to have to add for the quotes on either end, right? We're going to iterate through the string. Skipping over it, and let's see. We need to next jump string next, and so all this is yeah, we're gonna add those characters, and instead of subtracting it, I think we're just gonna add it. Right? Let's test it. Oh, doesn't like that. Okay, and I'm off by 2 each time. Starting with 2. Why am I off there? Hmm.
Dad, are you busy?
Yes, hold on. Yes, what?
I wanted you to
Make
look
it quick.
something up.
No, I'll do it in a minute. You can look it up on your computer, right?
No, I am, but it's not showing any things. So I was wondering if your
Okay, I'll look it up when I'm done. Thank you.
how rare is Raikou in Pokemon's?
You'll have to ask me in a minute, okay? All right, let's see. Why am I off by 2? I mean, I could just add 2, right? But that doesn't seem like something I should do, right? So let's walk through this. We start with this string, right? And it's 2, right? So add 2 right off the top. And then we add 2 more. Because I'm not counting the quotes. Let's go back and look at our tests. So all right, so let's think. Go back to the tests. When we are doing this one and just looking at the code length, we're getting 2, right? Because escape 2, escape 2. Oh, is it because we're not hitting a slash? I wonder if I should be Maybe I need to add more for here. Let me think. How can I think about this out loud? All right, so we do know that we want to get 6 here. This is the case, right? When we look at this, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Because it's not just this quote. So it starts with the string, which is 2, right? And let's look at the input again. 12. So we had the first one was 2, 0. This code length is 2. As it goes through it, when it hits that slash, it ignores it. Okay, so every time when we're going through our code, we hit one of these special characters. Whether it's the quote or the slash. Yeah, whether it's a quote or this. Okay, hold on. Go back. Let's go back. This is not right. So we don't need to figure out how many to skip. We're just going to straight up iterate through the whole thing, right? And when we hit any of these characters, hold on, let's think about it. All right, so if escape character, let's see if okay, we're gonna make one that says needs escape. So we need to know which ones need to be escaped. Needs escape. And we're going to have, we only have 2 characters that need escape, right? In this scenario. The slash and the quote, right? Because the other ones where there's the hexadecimal characters, right? They need escape to make, but we're not like counting them, right? So this needs escape. I guess I can do a false one. Let's say if it's a hex, right? Okay. Save, run, failed, needs escape. All right. Function. Needs escape. We're going to pass in character, which will be a string. And we will return Boolean. And return so we have a couple of them, right? Oops. if so we're going to make a quick list. That contains our like forbidden characters, right? And those are going to be the quotes, right? Or the slash. And that's it, right? Those two. We'll see if this works, right? And we'll say return strings contains our string. Oh, let's see. Let's see if this works. We're going to combine these into our string. This is kind of like what we did before. Okay. So this is going to assess whether needs escape, these two strings, contain the character that we're going to. So it's sort of a reversed contains, and we'll try that. Let's try it. And well, let's see what we're going to. If it needs escape, then it should be in it, right? All right, so good. So needs escape is passing, right? We're not going to have to do this test. That was not right. And instead of add number, right, we're going to start with the four, okay? We're going to start with adding 4. And the reason we're going to be adding 4 is because we're counting those. Oh no, we don't need to count the quotes. We only need that too, because we're not like escaping those initial quotes, right? Right? Or do we need to? I'll try it without first. All right. Or we'll call it 0. We'll start with 0. And we'll iterate through. We'll set the character in the string. We don't care if it needs escape. We don't care about what the next string is, right? We don't care about that. We're just going to add 1, right? And we're not going to iterate. We're not going to skip over anything. Let's try it. Okay, so I think this is the case where we actually do need to add 2, right? So for those initial quotes, and then it passes. All right. So what we're doing is adding the quotes for the initial guy and then heading through it. All right, so let's run it. I think. Do I have? No, I don't have. Oh, we need to do our sort of integration test for all of them, right? To make sure that we're, because we don't even have a part 2 yet. All right, so let's look at what we did for part 1. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be similar. Yeah, mistake again. All right, so total code with with escapes. All right, we're going to range over it. Total code is this. String length is going to be string length added. All right, so we got to add that last test. All right, part two. And then what do we want our final answer to be? 19. Oh man. Let's see. Failed. Actual negative 19. Oh, I might have done some math wrong here. What did I do? Because I gotta switch them. That's why we do the tests. That's why we do the tests. All right, good. You ready to go for good? Let's run it. See it, third of a second. Copy it, paste it. Gold star. Yay. All right, so got through that one pretty decently. And we have completed day 8. Sticking day 7. I still don't know what to do about that. Sure there's some stuff that we can clean up in here. Give us some extra spaces. All in all, that looked good. You know, our test code is 63 lines. Just a little bit. It's not bad, about half of our, but every single function that we have in there, right, has a test built for it. So, good coverage. All right. Thank you for joining, everybody. We will see you tomorrow around lunch for day 9. What do we got here? Ooh, manifest. Flight. Shortest. Oh, goodness. Well, this might be one that we struggle through. All right. Either way, thank you, everybody, for joining. I'll see you tomorrow.